Good evening, Gertrude. How are you doing this evening?
Good evening. I'm doing well, and how are you?
I'm doing well. All right, let's get started with the interview. First, can you tell me a little bit about your internship? Where you went, the things you did, some of the things you learned, maybe?
That's a very good question. So for this summer, I interned with the student software developers team at Berea College. I contributed to developing and maintaining a full stack website for CELTS organization. It's a website that caters for 1,600 students and 300 faculty. So me and a team of 13 other programmers worked on this website, and we worked on developing it, dealing with issues of usability testing, making sure it's running and user friendly for the users, which is CELTS. Um, in which I gained so much conceptual understanding of the model visual control method of development and model view control architecture of development. I also learned how to use different tools and different technologies during this process.
All right, sounds like you learned a lot of different things. I'm wondering what out of those was the most technical thing that you learned along the way? And can you describe like details about why it was important and what exactly was it?
Okay, so that's a very good question. The most technical skill I learned was the model view control architecture of development, like I mentioned earlier. I think this was key in building my understanding of how websites are organized, and it also played a key role in the fact that I was working with 13 other programmers, meaning we had to submit different issues at the same time, but with this model of learning, it was more efficient. I learned the efficiency of model view control architecture, and also it reduced the amount of conflicts that we may have, merge conflicts when merging. It was very fundamental for our internship, and I'm very grateful that I learned the foundations of it.
All right, that sounds great. So hard skills are very important in these sorts of internships, and especially in the computer science field. Hard skills, technical skills, but there's also the non-technical side, the soft skills. So can you tell me some about the most important non-technical thing you learned while on your internship?
Wow, you're actually right. There's so many soft skills that we can learn. I feel like one of the biggest soft skills I learned was pair programming and working with other people. Working in a big team is not easy. Trying to figure out how everybody works. Everyone has a different working style. Everyone has a different thing that works for them. I feel like being a part of this internship has really helped me understand the value of working with others and the value of pair programming and understanding the different aspects of pair programming that comes with working with other developers.
Wow, that sounds like a very enriching process. Um, could you explain what in this internship made you feel most accomplished and proud of yourself, and why were you so proud of that moment?
Um, well, my proudest moment was actually navigating a large code base. This was my first software developers internship, and I had never worked with a large code base. And I remember the first day I walked into the internship, my first day, I was very nervous because I've never had to navigate such a large code base, going from HTML, from Flask, and understanding how all of them play a role in developing a full website. Um, I was proud to be able to navigate a large code base at the end of this internship, and that's my proudest moment.
Okay, so can you talk more about that? I heard you talking about navigating a large code base and some of that the fact that that was a proud moment for you says that there must have been some difficulty with that. So what challenges did you come across while navigating the large code base, and how did you overcome those challenges?
That's also a very good question. It was very overwhelming. To work with a large code base, as you can imagine. But I think how I managed the challenges that came with it was asking questions. That's something I'd always struggled with before, but this internship has taught me that it's okay to ask for help. I know I would run to my supervisor and ask for help. I would ask my peers if I get stuck. And I feel like this is something that will help me in my future career to know I can always reach out to people and I don't feel like I need to do everything on my own. So navigating a large code base just really comes with finding a harmonious way to work with others and navigating how each and every person is contributing to this work.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Um, let's see. So the internship, I heard you talk earlier about peer programming.
Mhm.
How do you feel that the internship in a really practical sort of way helped you develop these collaborative coding skills? And why do you think that that approach is important in software development in general?
That's a good question. Um, I I believe pair programming is an important skill in software development because we work in large code bases. You can't build on your own. No man is an island. Um, and you have different contributors that build a website, the different aspects of it. Each and every person at my internship site came with a different skill set, a different level of skill that they provided and they brought to the table. Some were good with front end, others were good with back end, and then those people like me who are just really really open-minded to learning, um and because of that you bring all these different minds and you grow each other's skills until you develop and you learn from each other. So I feel like it really enhanced my ability to work with other people. It helped me improve my communication as well, to communicate with my peer programming partners and my teammates and my coworkers. It also helped me gain more skill, which is both front end and back end.
All right. Well, it sounds like you had a really wonderful time with your internship.
Yeah, I did.
That concludes our interview. So you have a great evening.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.